Hello, my gorgeous Washaya Wellness Warriors. Now, it's been a little while since you've seen a video from me in real time. So, all of the videos for the past month have been planned out and pre-recorded because I was just trying something out with this YouTube channel, and that has definitely taught me a lot. So I really want to continue that format, and I will. I will, like, it's not going anywhere. I just wanted to sit down with you and be honest about where I am and the things that have been shifting behind the waves for me while I have been kind of getting that balance of honouring where I am and also allowing me to show up for you in the way that I want to, which is through my sound healing content and just expressive discussions around pleasure, pregnancy, and spirit baby content, as well as baby loss content on this channel. So I'm going to be sharing a few gentle updates now that we have kind of finished with quarter one and we're moving into quarter two. Before I actually go into these updates, I wanted to make sure that I was at the very least being able to share my thoughts around the previous quarter and where I'm hoping to go moving forward for the next quarter at least, so that you kind of know what to expect and I have a bit more structure with knowing, okay, this is what I promised and let's see how close I can get with actually delivering the things that I had intentionally placed on this channel and let you guys know about. So the updates are just another way that you can feel into what's flowing behind the waves and how I would like you to like interact with what I'm doing and just how to potentially sort of like weave it into your world no matter what you're doing. So originally I had every intention of continuing with those 3 videos a week, so one on Monday, which is going to be a teaching style or like a how to ... style video. Now I love those so much, and I noticed that because it was, oh sorry, as I'm recording this, it still is Pregnancy After Loss Awareness Month, that topic is very emotionally heavy for me and many other women. And I had a plan for what I wanted to do for April, and I have my drafts where I had my content ready, but it didn't feel good, so I've decided to scrap the ideas and I'm going to be re-recording some of the the content that would be coming out on a Monday. And so that would be, again, I'm gonna have to sort of like adjust the theme. So I am going to be adjusting the theme for the month, and I'm going to really try to adapt what I already have, because I love the idea of where I was going with April. I feel like I just didn't necessarily give it enough time to actually land in my body. So that meant that I was rushing with the talking points. And when it came to the breath work, I was struggling with my asthma, and as a result, as I was listening to it, I was actually getting out of breath listening. And I was like, whoa, this does not feel aligned with where I want to go, especially with the breath work and the light language and everything. So it was very beautiful in theory, and the concept was very gorgeous, and I will be using the core aspects of those things in the coming months. I just have to do a bit of reworking so that it feels more aligned with where I want my brand to be in the next 3 months, and also with how I can support the women like you that come into my world more deeply. And now that we are in Q2, I do want the energy to be focused more on depth. So even though my YouTube channel and the free resources that I'll be linking, like, that is one of the sort of like the shoreline elements to my brand. So it's like right where the sand meets the water. That is what it looks like visually. However, in my meditations that I do behind the waves, away from the camera, I was feeling like I wanted that level of depth to be on my YouTube channel and not just in my paid spaces. Like, I want to give you guys a taste of what it's like to work with me. And yes, while there is going to be a lot more work on my end energetically to bring that feeling into a condensed video or soundscape or whatever, there is going to be something special that unravels as a result. If I get the vision correct for where I want to go, especially for April, this is going to be really, really magical. And that means that April, things might feel a little bit slower, but what is actually happening is there is going to be a lot more space for integration. So I want to stick with the 3 videos a week, and right now, because we don't have long until the end of the month, and because of my other commitments, that time frame has drastically shortened where I can actually create content, I am going to be working very, very hard to bring you that content in the way that I want to do it, so that it doesn't feel rushed and it doesn't feel like I'm being cut off of a particular thought. So there is a balance that I'm trying to get right here. And with all of what I'm doing, I want it to, again, be very, very intentional. And that is me choosing the legacy of Lashaya over wanting those quick wins. And yeah, the quick wins may feel great in the moment, but then I'm going to be chasing the next quick win, and it needs to be bigger and more explosive than the previous one. And then that is where I'm going to get into the loop of burning out. Now, if you haven't seen me before and you haven't seen my face or heard about my story, I have been healing from burnout for the last 2 to 3 years. And while it was the scariest thing that I had to go through, not only physically but emotionally as well, and like all connected to my mental health as well, it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me, because of how much space and how much time I had to actually document what was going on at the time, like going through the trenches of burnout. And I do actually want to announce that I have decided to talk more about my personal journey with burnout and some other really exciting things on my channel, Starseed Siren. So I will put the link down below, but it's been something that I've been thinking about, and I really want to give you the option to kind of dive into that side of my world. And I am just here, and I'm just trying to have that creative freedom to allow my inner child to say, like, hey, can we create this? And then I'm just in a position where I can say, yeah, let's do that. And there's not too much overthinking or questioning if it's the right thing. It's me really connecting with my body and actually saying, like, do you know what? I forget that I work for myself, so I get to say yes to the things that light me up and no to the things that don't, and also to the things that do light me up but take me a lot longer to complete, because I get to make the decisions now. And yeah, it's all just gonna be me making these decisions like piece by piece, and like it's okay that I had a plan and it didn't feel good. So again, I get to choose where we go next, and I'm bringing you along with me. Another thing that I do want to draw your attention to is the fact that you might notice that the audio is a little bit different from what you're used to. And there is a very good reason for this. And it's because I am in the throes of changing how I get all of this content not only recorded but delivered to you in a smooth and sexy system. So at the moment I am recording on a new camera, and with that has come a lot of audio challenges. Now, I know that things are going to work out and I'll eventually find a workaround, but there have just been frustrations with leads not working, microphones not connecting properly. I'll sort it. I got this, but again, I'm just asking for a lot of space, grace, and awareness that it's not going to be like this forever, and I will get it sorted as soon as possible. So, as I'm finding my flow with just a new way to bring the visuals to you, I am again finding that balance with things that actually feel supportive for me as well. So again, it's getting the content that I've been so eager to share with you out into the world to actually help, and to find that space where I'm not burning myself out because I'm doing all of these micro steps that feel very heavy. So I'm just going to say now, thank you ever so much for your patience and holding space for me while I'm settling in with a change of routine, and also just figuring out how to adjust my content creation to kind of fit around that. Because even though my routine has completely flipped, it's an adjustment. And the adjustment has meant that all of the things around the main part of my routine that has flipped, it means that I have to do things in a completely different order. And it's not just as simple as saying like, oh, just move everything forward or move it back. No, I've got to sort of like reorganize how I do things and when I do them. And obviously that's not an issue because I'm very grateful for the position that I'm in, to where I have the flexibility to do that. But it's just me being in that space of, right, now that's sorted, what next? And things are going to work very well, but then there are going to be days where things don't work so well. Yeah, I thought I would just let you know that that's why, well, sorry, that is one of the reasons why things are feeling very different with this video, and also with the audio, because you know I'm an audio girly. I was very worried about recording and having a distinct shift in my audio quality, but I'm giving myself the space and compassion that I need, and I'm hoping that by giving myself that level of compassion that it will extend to you guys, and hopefully you are able to understand and just bear with me, as I would really love to bring you along for the journey. Okay, so something else that I really want to talk about is how my podcast Behind the Waves is unfolding. So I really want to bring more of that into my business as a whole. And what that means is the episodes that are going to be on YouTube are going to look a little bit like this. So it's going to be more video style, and that way I can have, so that would then mean that I can have the captions on screen as well. And then for those of you who are wanting to listen to the audio only version, you can absolutely do that, because that's not going anywhere. I will just be putting it on something like Spotify, for instance. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's just going to allow me to sit with you, literally, like I'm sitting down and I'm talking. And this is a way for me to just allow things to come through without feeling like I need to cut off the conversation, because in my head I'm thinking that the energy needs to be filtered, so it should hopefully feel different in a good way. I feel like this is going to bring us even closer, and in a way that feels really intimate, real, and just seeing a different side to me. And alongside these videos, I will be including some new things, new concepts, fingers crossed that they actually work in the way that I would like them to be structured. Because if I do pull one of the things off, it's going to completely change the way that you are experiencing not only my audio and my soundscapes, but the way in which you experience me and my spaces that are paid. So this is the start of something beautiful, even more beautiful than it was beforehand. But I just wanted to let you know that we are moving into Q2, and yeah, the energy gets to feel different and even more exciting. So while things are still semi up in the air, I will be letting you know when the videos are coming out, but I'm going to try my hardest to get the 3 videos out on Monday, Wednesday and Friday. If anything changes, I will let you know, and I will just make sure that there is at least a breath work on a Wednesday and a rest and sort of like a reset video on either a Friday, Saturday or Sunday. And again, if any of those things change, I will let you know. But yeah, so it's kind of the same, but it might change. But I just wanted to put this out just so that you became more aware of what's going on. And I want to kind of keep this format for another 3 months, and each month will have a theme, and I will sort of introduce the theme in the first video of the month, and we will go from there. And I also feel like the podcast episodes that I have already recorded, I will put those on Spotify this month, but again I will let you know what is happening and when. So thank you ever so much for spending time with me today. Until next time, I will see you soon.